Hello, fam. How are you? This is Pastor Henry Green. Thank you for joining me for Faith in Focus. Now, we have to have a serious talk. Now, I hope you can see that when we do our New Year's themes, this is not something we do just to be cute. I think our track record speaks for itself that we beseech God for God to tell us what God wants to do that year. You know, and if we look through the last few, they have all been leading us to this point. We had No Bigger, we had Fast Forward, we had all of those things, and now it's multiply. And I want you to know that God wants to multiply you, and the only thing limiting your ability to be multiplied is your mentality. Look, I have to be real clear with you. I'm concerned that we have slipped into an addition mentality over a multiplication mentality. Now, talked to you a few weeks ago. I was saying, take your current salary, your current yearly income, and multiply it by 25. Now, does your mind allow you to believe that this year you could be multiplied by 25? Take the current number of people that we have coming to Emmaus and multiply it by 25. Do you really believe that this year we could multiply to that level? And if you have trouble imagining any of that, then it means you have a limited mindset. And that mindset will keep us from being multipliers. Now, things have been getting better. I'm not complaining about that, but we've been growing by addition when God wants to grow us by multiplication. Now, I spent some time with the Lord, and I am clear God wants to multiply you, but the only thing limiting you is your mentality. We see it throughout the Bible where people don't trust God big enough. The widow with the vessels, when the man of God tells her to go collect vessels, I know if she had really thought God was going to fill up all those vessels, she would have collected more vessels. With Mary and Martha, when Lazarus died, you know, they say to Jesus, if you had been here, our brother could have been saved. And Jesus says he still could be saved because for them, their limitation was he had to be there before he died. Now, I want us to get to a multiplication mentality. God has challenged us. Gather the people, possess the land. What if instead of inviting one person a week, you invited 10? What if you invited 15? I know you got thousands of people in your telephone right now that you could invite. You run into people all week. What if you focused on inviting them? Because when we sow multiplication, we have to reap multiplication. Look, I've never wanted to pastor an average church, and God is calling us to something much bigger. So I'm challenging your mentality. If you need to ask God to help you expand the territory of your mind. So this year you can grow in the 25x minimum that God has for you. Well, I love you. I never want you to be limited. And I want to see us just explode as a church. So let's be faithful. Let's be consistent. Let's open our minds to a limitless mindset so we can have all that God has for you. Well, no, I love you, and I absolutely love being your pastor.